Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
And here we go again. Heavy downpours across Metro Detroit with the entire area under a flood watch. No break from this rain expected anytime soon. Glad you're with us tonight at 11, but it is shaping up to be a messy morning drive. It's going to rain all night, we expect.
That's right. Let's get right over to Andrew with a flooding threat and how much rain we should expect, Andrew.
And Kimberly and Devin, this is just round one of the heavy rain that is moving through the area now and while we sleep, even when we wake up tomorrow morning. And yes, no rest on this one because this flood watch lasts all night tonight, all day tomorrow. It does not expire for Detroit and all of Southeast Michigan until 8 a.m. Thursday morning. You can see the rain continues to fall in buckets across the area from the Thumb all the way down to the Ohio border. Some of that heavier rain has already moved through downtown Detroit with more to come. These pockets of yellow and orange you see here also around Sterling Heights, the Pontiac area, on into Macomb Township and up toward Richmond. That continues to fall with more on the way overnight tonight and by morning. Currently, we've got 63 degrees over at the airport. Winds have now shifted and come out of the north because a cold front has moved over the area. So we're looking at the possibility of temperatures dipping even into the 50s by tomorrow morning and staying in the 50s much of the day tomorrow. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Don't be surprised by some ponding on the roadways, but I give you this advice not to scare you, but to prepare you. High standing water is likely when we wake up tomorrow morning. 6 to 18 inches of rain can easily sweep away a person, a car, an SUV, even a larger vehicle. So make sure you turn around, don't drown. If you come across any high standing water, find an alternate route. This is going to be the motto to live by for at least the next 24 hours. More on those rain totals, and they will be hefty, coming up.
Okay, Andrew, thank you. And speaking of which, we're already starting to see some trouble spots out there on the roads.
Jason Colthorpe live right now along I-75 with the way it looks at this hour. Jason.
A lot of rapidly changing situations out here, guys. I mean, the rain had died down here just a second ago, and you can tell what it's like now, but it's making for a lot of dangerous situations in a lot of areas, and we're at a spot that's a good example of that. I just want you to take a look. This is I-75, and what you have up ahead that you can't see is ponding water, but it's causing drivers in this left lane to rapidly slow down and get to the right. We've almost seen a couple accidents. In fact, police just cleared an accident here about 25 minutes ago, and there are several areas around the area as this event just gets going. Just a few hours into what could be 48 hours of rain. Many of the usual spots already taking on water, including I-94 on the west side. And that led to at least a couple of accidents, including this one at Trumbull. In Southfield, floodwaters came before it even got dark at 11 Mile. In Franklin, several cars trying to navigate water that was up to their doors. But many will be watching the pumps at the Great Lakes Water Authority. Technicians and contractors are already on site at the Freud pump station and will stay there for the next 2 days to try and immediately fix any problems that might arise. Still, the warning is in place for anyone in a low-lying area or who usually gets water in their basement. Don't wait to move what you can off the ground or out of the basement altogether. Yeah, and by the way, the waters did recede by a little after we had that video from Franklin and 11 Mile. But there is a sign out there if it comes back, because as we say, this rain just keeps firing up and dying down and firing up. Also want to point out, GLWA has told us the Connors Creek pump station is working perfectly for them right now, but you can bet they're going to have a lot of people very vigilant at both of those pump stations, making sure things are working as we try and get our way through this. Reporting live along I-75, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
Let's hope they do. Okay, Jason, thank you. And with the heavier bands of rain moving in overnight and into tomorrow morning, you'll want to wake up with the Local 4 News crew in the morning. They'll be monitoring conditions all night long and bring you weather and traffic on the force beginning at 4:30 a.m.
Governor Whitmer and Republican leaders reach a $70 billion budget deal, but it's a provision about masks in schools raising a lot of questions tonight. There are also provisions that address vaccine requirements. We bring in Mara McDonald, and let's talk masks for school children first, Mara.
Devin, the language in that budget bill is very specific. It says the state health director and local health departments can't mandate masks for anybody under 18. Now, is that enforceable? Well, that's pretty questionable. Is the governor going to veto it? I'd say that's pretty probable.
The budget bill is a behemoth at 1,000 pages, and nestled into those 1,000 pages are items like not allowing the state to produce, develop, or issue a COVID-19 vaccine passport. Okay, no such plans were on the table or even in the works for starters. But it's page 486 that's getting all sorts of attention. Take a look at Section 250, which says no mask mandates issued by the state or local health departments for school children.
I mean, the governor has demonstrated that she believes that local health departments as well as local school boards should be involved in these decisions. She's said that consistently, and I agree with that. And any opportunity to remove us from that, I think, would be a huge mistake, and I would certainly hope that she would not support that.
Lansing sources expect a Whitmer veto on it. The governor was non-committal today.
We did not come to agreement on certain things. We did on others. At this point, when the budget is shared more broadly, I'll be happy to delve in a little deeper with you at that juncture.
Back here live in this 1,000-page budget bill, there are a number of vaccine, pandemic, mask issues or items in there. It's going to be interesting to see what survives the veto pen. Devin, back to you.
It sure is. There's also been so much talk about how much power the state health department should have, Mara. And this bill didn't exactly strip powers, but it kind of asked for clarification, right?
It did. That is one provision in here that I think stays. And it essentially says this: okay, state health department, if you are going to issue a pandemic order, that's great, but within 7 days you have to issue a report to the state legislature that details why you're doing it, what sources you consulted with, and where it goes from here. Doesn't prevent them from doing it, but it asks for clarification, and that's something that was a real complaint from the legislature from the beginning through all of this.
All right, Mara, interesting wrinkle there. And let's look at a few other items here, because also included the budget, $196 million to fix 100 crumbling bridges in the state. State's also going to provide a one-time $1,000 bonus for child care workers. It'll also include subsidies for child care providers so that they can lower their costs. There's also money for state police to equip all troopers with body cams. Nearly $70 billion budget, though, still needs approval from the House and the Senate. New financial year, of course, begins on October 1st.
All right, now to an update in a deadly shooting of a 5-year-old boy in Detroit. Prosecutors are charging the boy's father, 27-year-old Colby Vaughn Hardy, charged with involuntary manslaughter, child abuse, and felony firearm. Prosecutors say Hardy's 18-month-old nephew found a gun inside a home and tragically shot and killed his son. This happened in January in the area of Linwood and the Davison. A judge gave Hardy a $10,000 personal bond and ordered him not to have weapons.
So now Johnson & Johnson releasing data showing a booster shot could greatly increase protection from COVID.
J&J says a second shot within 2 months could give 94% protection against moderate to severe COVID. Meanwhile, a CDC vaccine committee is meeting tomorrow and Thursday to discuss plans to distribute third doses of the Pfizer vaccine to Americans age 65 and older. The World Health Organization continues to stand against boosters for the general public. It wants wealthier countries to give extra doses to those with much lower vaccination rates. Still ahead, the disappearance of Gabby Petito is now officially a homicide investigation.
Where the search now stands for her fiancé, who now hasn't been seen in a week. Also, a Help Me Hank exclusive. Hank?
This mess is an eyesore and a big danger.
Somebody falls in, it collapses.
This big hole has been a real obstacle and concern for all the people in this neighborhood. Plus, look, there's a school just 1 block away.
We call the city, we call DT. Man, this is crazy.
Now I'm coming to the rescue and showing you how to get problems like this one fixed in your own neighborhood.